Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's MAZZ back again today with another video for you guys. Today, I kind of wanted to do a catch up on some stuff that I left out or may not have mentioned in the other Cherokee inspired build, one-to-one inspired build. So there's a reason why it's called the one-to-one inspired build, and it's more of what if I had this truck now, what would it be? So we went back to this body because of the classic style fenders, but mainly because of the front bumper. I definitely wanted the front bumper. But as you can see, and this may not, the body is probably going to be raised up a little bit by the sliders. The suspension is kind of where it's going to be now for the first little bit until I kind of get a full all the weight on it and figure out exactly what I'm going to do. But as you can see, there's not any tire clearance, and these fenders are way worse than the Endura ones due to the fact, not looks wise, but these on the Endura are way more open. So it would be exactly like having this body with no fenders on it, but the Endura has holes all the way around it for those big rubber bushwhacker style fender flares. So if you look at this side of the truck, you look at this side, we got a whole lot more wheel clearance, tire clearance on this side. So like I said, we'll even have maybe a touch more once I move the sliders up to raise the body just a touch. And I need to raise the body a touch to be able to get possibly an interior inside the truck and some other things done. But these shock towers are real high up in here. So probably like max a ½ inch. That's probably not even going to be that. So you can see we got a lot more fender clearance, and we still have our little holes for the fenders, for the flares, but there's some things we're going to do. So I have a file that has a bushwhacker style flat fender, not the big fender like what's on the Endura body, but a flat fender. It's more like a Wrangler fender. Comes out super flat, just barely protrudes out the body, and it really just cleans up the edge of the fenders. So with that said, we are going to, in a later video, print that and show what it looks like on here. But I want to show you what we kind of got to do to get some body stuff prepped so that we're not falling behind. That print is going to take, I think it's 8-10 hours for the 4 fender flares. We got to get some stuff done on the body while we're doing that. You know, obviously I have to plan to do that. That's setting up the machine and getting everything right. So we'll get the truck out of the way and we'll look at the body. So like I said, when looking at the body, the nice thing is we only have these holes on the bottom, on the front and back. So bam, 4 on each side, 8 total. We'll need to fill those holes, smooth that out. There's also, you can't tell if this is fine in the door jamb, but the roof has a very, very tight seam on top. So we may have to grind that out a touch or get some very fine, you know, I have some thin Bondo-like products that I may be able to, but you can see when you flex it, it'll open up just a touch. So I would like to even open it up and maybe get some very thin super glue down in there and at least get it to where the bolts holding it and the glue holding it won't let it flex, because that way the Bondo and everything or anything that I put on top, and it's got a dip, you can see the dip. So I can realistically maybe not even have to grind this out much, but just grind the seam just a touch to get a rough edge, sand the rest of it, and then kind of fill in that slight dip all the way across, and then we'll body work it. Also, the back, this is different from the Enjoyer. The back doesn't have any bolts. I've showed this. So we'll need to get some adhesive in there too before we start painting or doing anything on this body. So this is a very good mold of a body, but there are some imperfections. You can see some high spots and low spots in the body, so we'll need to go to that. You know, I'm picky as can be when doing something, and I know I'm going to flip this thing and I'm going to be sick to my stomach when I do it, but, you know, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. So, the other big thing I liked about this body that I forgot to mention are the lights. The tail lights are like super realistic. The headlights and everything, they have the grid in them more so than just a clear piece of plastic. So if you look, I don't know if I can get these out of the bag to show them. Oh, but yeah, here, the tail lights. So on the Enjoyer body, the tail lights are like a super clear, like that orange turn signal. So the tail lights look like that. And then there's no real indentions. This is all 3D. So like the grooves where it's black, everywhere where it's black, there's actually grooves there. And then the tail lights themselves have that grid in them and even have the reverse light rectangle in them. So the other lights are just completely flat, 90-degree bend, and they're super pale looking compared to these colors. These may not show on camera, but these look very vibrant in person. But that's a big part of it. Like I said, this video is just to go through a couple things I forgot to mention or show. And I don't want to make it really long because I know I've been doing a lot of the videos on the 110s here lately. But I'm super interested in it. I like this bigger build because I get to play around with body work and doing different stuff. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So they actually sell some different stuff for this body as well. It will fit the Enjoyer body, I'm pretty sure. But Club 5, Asia Tees, I believe, carries this body, or Team Raffy. There's a few of them. JS Scale, I think that's overseas, but they're all the same, pretty much the same body. But they even have like mirrors that are folding mirrors. They come with rubber mirrors, which is better than the Enjoyer. The Enjoyer is plastic, so basically that stem that goes through is the only thing holding it on, and it'll just break off. I've seen a couple videos where people go crawl it the first time, it rolls over, it breaks both mirrors off. So the rubber mirrors are a big deal. You can get different mirrors for it. There's all different. You can get all kinds of replacement parts for these bodies as well. Anything pretty much other than the two main body pieces. So you can get all new replacement windows in a pack, front and rear bumpers, grille pieces. They even have chrome, like actual chrome front grills if you're doing a different model of the Cherokee. Mine's a Sport. So I'll be doing black bumpers, black grille, white on top with a red pinstripe down the side of the black, down on the lower. The black is just this lower portion, and there'll be a red pinstripe that goes just below it. And I say a pinstripe, it's thicker than a pinstripe. But if you know what a Sport Cherokee looks like, it's the white one with the red stripe on it. But like I said, I wanted to go through. I do have a light kit coming for this. So we'll be able to have all the lights, headlights, parking lights, turn signals, reverse light, or brake lights, and, you know, turn signals and everything on the back. We may add some other accessories, but like I said, this was just a quick video to go through the differences or the few things I missed. So like I said, I plan on over the next day or so getting these holes filled in the body that I need to get filled, because I know I'm not going to run, even though that's the reason I got this body. But I like this body overall better, even without the fenders. But I like having this. If we ever decide to go back to them, I wasn't going to use these bolts anyway. Because if you look at these fenders, they have a flange all the way around them. I don't want any exposed hardware. So even if I decide to go back to these fenders at a later date, I'll just take off the 3D printed flares that I'm going to do that are going to be glued the same way. And then use the same way on this one. You have this lip. So you'll be able to put it back there and adhere it to it, even though we're filling these holes up. Because like I said, that was something I was going to do regardless if I keep these fenders or go to a different fender. So next step is I'm going to start working on this, getting the seam filled, get the holes all filled in. At the same time, I'm going to be working on body mounts. That's another thing. I need to do a rear mount on the chassis and a front mount as well. And what I think I'm going to do is print something to slide in here to take up this room that'll bolt in, and it'll be a magnet mount. And when you're looking at this body, those frame rails pretty much line up with this flat, perfectly flat panel back here for the tail license, or the license, for the license plate. So I'll be able to set up a magnet mount there, and then the front has a body post style, so I'll print something to go in there with a magnet mount that'll obviously just adhere to the hood. So should be super simple. I'll do videos to go over all that, kind of show you the process, how I go through doing it. And those should be the biggest obstacles to get over for this build. So like I said, just wanted to kind of do an update on things that I felt like I missed in other videos that I forgot to go into and talk about. Also have some, I told y'all we're getting rid of this. So I got some of those. I got some diff covers on the way. But like I said, just kind of wanted to put a video together real quick. Tell y'all what we were going to, you know, the little things we need to do next. And then I'll start knocking those out one by one. We'll get videos back out to you, showing you the progress. And like I said, I think y'all like seeing the process of how I go through and design this stuff. So that'll be the next few videos, hopefully, over the next few days. But like I said, as always, comment down in the comments. Let me know that I'm a big, tall dummy. And like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, guys, y'all have a good one.